Hi there guys, my name's Katie and I'm one of the Australian fauna keepers here at Perth Zoo, and I'm going to be telling you a little bit about our Tasmanian Devils. So we have two adult female devils here at Perth Zoo and they're around about 5 years of age. We have Laura and Lulu. Now, Tasmanian Devils are the world's largest carnivorous marsupial. So what that means is that they're meat eaters, as you've seen from our footage, but they also have a pouch. So similar to the kangaroos and the koalas, this is where their babies are going to grow and develop. Now, pregnancy or gestation for the Tasmanian Devils are very short. Most marsupials are only pregnant for about 3 or 4 weeks, and when the babies are born, they're extremely small. Tasmanian Devil babies are about the size of a grain of rice, and they have to make their way up into the pouch and attach to one of mum's 4 teats. Now, they actually stay in the pouch for about 4 months before they are nested in a burrow where they're kept nice and safe for with mum for a while. Now, they're actually a solitary species though, so shortly after that they'll go out on their own and make their own way in the big wide world. Now, they only really come together when they are feeding off a carcass. So Tasmanian Devils, as I said before, are carnivorous marsupials, and most of the food that they're eating are already dead, so Tassie Devils aren't great hunters. They'll feed on things like possums, maybe kangaroos. If they're lucky enough, they'll find a big juicy wombat. Now, they're going to devour as much as they possibly can, and Tassie Devils can even eat 40% of their body weight in a very short period of time. To do this, they've got extremely powerful jaws, almost 3 times stronger than a dog of a similar size, and they have 42 razor-sharp teeth. So they're going to be eating absolutely everything. Just over 20 years ago, a disease emerged called the devil facial tumour disease. Now, unfortunately, this disease is actually threatening the Tasmanian devils to extinction, and they're currently an endangered species. So the disease is a transmittable cancer, which is quite unusual. And devils, when they feed together, they can have very little table manners. So they like to shout and they like to bite each other, and that's how this disease is transmitted. Currently, unfortunately, there's no cure or no vaccination yet, but we have a really great insurance population. Now, what this means is that we've got lots of really healthy devils, really great genetics in zoos and wildlife parks around Australia. And we also have isolated areas, for example Mariah Island, in which these devils lead a nice wild life. So our two devils have very different personalities. Lulu, who we can see who's almost completely black, is very shy, she's very cautious, and she's a very quiet devil. And Laura, who has the white straps across her back, she's much more bold and much more boisterous, so it's generally her that will get to the carcass feed beforehand.